going on, buddy? Here it is. That is a NIU marching band audition for a scholarship. Some random Asian playing the saxophone. Not as good as AQ plays it, but, you know.
No, and it's also not the form of that Bart had recorded the polka band, NIU.
I remember that. Hey, before we get started here, I want you to be reminded of one thing before you leave work tonight.
Uh-oh. Take out the papers and the trash. Well, you don't get no spending cash. If you don't scrap that kitchen floor, you ain't gonna rock and roll no more. Yakety yak. Don't talk back.
How's it going, buddy? You heading into work?
Good. Yeah, we got a couple inches of snow earlier this morning, right during rush hour. But the Quins were prepared, so they got to work on time.
Yeah, that's good news.
It was a bit busy.
Just a lot.
One more shift.
Okay.
I also have a visitor coming this weekend. A 1 miles truck and
Whoa.
Yeah.
To Romeoville?
Yeah, he's coming up to the suburbs. Yep.
Wow.
We are
not a lot going on in Amboy, huh?
Yeah, right. Not much going on at all. So we're headed out on Saturday. He's coming up Saturday, late afternoon, and heading out for the evening.
Okay.
So it should be a raucous occasion. There is a chance, and we're trying to convince Sparky to come win.
But you'd almost have to mug him to get him out, right? I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no moose lodge up here in Romeoville, Bolingbrook. So
Yeah.
I don't know how we're going to do this.
That's a tall task there.
But, yeah, he does not leave the city limits very often.
Well, you have a limited time here, so I'm going to get going quickly. My 7th pick is the Huskies getting 11.5. We'll talk about that last. We'll talk about that line. That's a little wacky. 6th pick, I do want to send a shout out to the hashtag Funbelt for providing us with a handful of games in the last week that we never used to get, because apparently they know that everybody like me wants to be watching Sunbelt football in early December. And Arkansas State covering 22.5 versus your boy Holzner's Texas State. They should be called the Armadillos. That's how bad they are. Any issues with Arkansas State covering that big one to clinch a 9-0 Sunbelt season?
Yeah, I see that. Unfortunately, Holster has relayed that things have not been good in San Marcos this year for the Bobcats. Even though the marching Bobcats can shine. So, yeah, I like the Arkansas State there to really run the table in the Sun Belt.
All 612 people there will enjoy it. Number 5, I got Stanford covering 4 versus USC. I've texted a lot about the USC head coaching decision. They're loons. They have an idiot for an AD. And I understand that all the players like the interim coach, but that doesn't mean that's the right guy to take it over. And just because the guy isn't a lunatic or an alcoholic doesn't probably mean he fits the USC standard. But hey, more power to you if you think you're going to take a guy who did this incredible job of leading you to 5-2 down the stretch. So I think Stanford beats them pretty bad. Stanford's still got a playoff shot here. USC doesn't play good enough defense. We watched Stanford offense last week take care of a pretty decent Notre Dame defense, and I don't think they'll have a problem beating the Trojans again.
Yeah, I think the intangibles here off the field, all the distractions for the USC here, their coaching hire. Obviously, for you and I didn't even tell you, it was crushing the Notre Dame.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Desert night, the driving to work, and literally when I left to go into work, Stanford the guy had just been sacked, and there was a face mask penalty on Notre Dame, but there was 30 seconds to go, and I thought it was done, and Jesus. So Stanford's got the momentum after that, and they are playing for something potentially even more than the Pac-12. So yeah, I like that.
I firmly believe a 2-loss Stanford team is getting in as a conference champion with eight wins over bowl eligible teams, over an Ohio State team that would have been not even won their division, and they only had 4 wins over bowl teams.
Yeah.
I think that so that's still there for them. Number 4, one of the trendiest MEP's picks that I've been riding for a few weeks here. Also, my NCAA 14 Dynasty team, the Eagles who like to take golden showers down in Mississippi. Arguably their best team in 5, easily their best team in 5 years. They're getting 8.5 against Western Kentucky, and I know Wiki is one of your favorites. You think that the Golden Eagles can keep the Conference USA title game close enough?
This is a tough one. I know Wiki's been on the MEP radar since
they're good.
early
They can
August.
score. Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Yeah. They've been on that. So this is a tough one. This is a tough one. Like you said, that team in 5 years for the Golden Showers
Easily.
there. And,
They went 0-12 2 years ago.
But when you're talking December games here, boy, I just think I got to lean towards Wiki here.
Okay.
Wiki here.
3, it's pretty simple. I'm not rooting for it because obviously I've been a Florida fan since I was little, but Alabama covering 17 against Florida. They could have probably went to 21, 24. The Gators' offense with backup quarterback Treon Harris is pretty terrible. And Alabama, I don't see them losing to Florida, who's not going to be able to score enough points unless just things go haywire. I do want to point out, as Mark Richt decides to go to the U tonight, he's been beaten 2 years in a row by Treon Harris in the Florida-Georgia game. So enjoy that, Miami fans, if you're getting excited about your coach, because he couldn't beat that crappy quarterback that Florida's been trotting out there. But you think the Tide have any issues covering 17?
Yeah, this one, Nick Saban in SEC championship.
Yeah.
Heavy task. Obviously, the Knowles got the better of the Gators.
I think the only one he's ever lost is the 06 or the 08 one to Tebow. I think the only one he ever lost.
Yeah, right. So you need that heroic. Sometimes Alabama's offense can, Alabama's just happy if their defense is out in the field. They
Absolutely.
Seem to are down when their offense is on the field. They're telling your offense to get off the field. So it's possible that Alabama's offense, maybe gets held a little bit checked, but boy, as you saw last week, they can run that down your throat and turn it up a notch. So I don't see this, and for even, obviously they're in the playoff if they win, even if they win by 1 point. So it really doesn't matter at that too, but I see them covering that.
Another playing game for the playoff in the hashtag Big Saturday night. I don't think Michigan State has any issues covering a field goal against Iowa. I have a feeling this could be ugly. I know Iowa's had their charm season of beating a bunch of average Big Ten teams and crappy non-conference teams. Michigan State, there's no chance they blow this opportunity, do they? I mean, Mike Fusion might be running for the Razors Saturday night if they do.
Yeah. This has been the game people have been talking about for a month and a half. The only thing was that a lot of people had Ohio State on the other side, but Kirk Ferentz, I know how many Iowa fans aren't big fans of his conservative play calling, but boy, he finds ways to win. And the one thing that always makes it interesting for this championship, one game, is that Kirk Ferentz.
Uh-oh, did we lose you? We have a pause here in the MEPs. Well, we have a pause. Oh, we lost him. We'll play some 7th Floor Crew until he comes back. This is an honor of you, Mark Rick.
On the 7th floor. If that bitch only knew that she was getting muddied by the whole crew. What's your name? G-Reg. What you do? Get head. How you drop my drawers and let her see my third leg. Chillin' on the 7th floor. I gotta let these chickens know. Big Greg is in the house and I finna make these hoes choke. On my balls, on my dick, then I'm bustin' up quick. On the face, on the chest, stick my dick between the breasts. Come on, fellas.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, we were playing some 7th Floor Crew in the interim of you leaving there. That was NSFW, not suitable for whatever. But the MEPs, it's week 14. We're getting a little risky here at the end of the year. I don't think Michigan State has any issues. Kirk Ferentz in big games Kirk Ferentz in like the Rose Bowl against USC and a couple of these other big games that they've had undefeated seasons or great seasons on the line. I'm not impressed. Having to beat Purdue and Nebraska to end the year didn't exactly give me confidence.
No, that's the thing. If anybody watched MEP fans out there watched the Iowa-Nebraska game, Nebraska really mistakes.
Yeah, their quarterback's terrible.
But
he threw 4 picks.
Yeah.
He could have thrown like 8.
Close, but I gotta lean towards the Spartans
right.
too. And there's hey, shout out to Mike Buja and his Michigan State Spartans for putting themselves in this position. I know we give Buja a lot of crap. I still question some of the September scheduling that Michigan State does, but put themselves with big wins in the Big House and in the Horseshoe. That's big time, right?
Absolutely, and I don't think for a second that you couldn't have taken at least 4 teams from the SEC and put them in the same spot as Iowa, and they'd be playing in the same game. So Iowa very fortunate. I say the greatest thing the Big Ten has done for themselves in the last 5 years is bring Rutgers and Maryland to the conference to add 8 easy games to spread out among their better teams, because the less of the 5 or 6 decent Big Ten teams that play each other, the better chance they have of having teams with good records, and that's all that is. I mean, everybody wants to rag on Alabama's schedule, which is hysterical, considering the fact that their entire division is bowl eligible again. You know what I mean? Like, just because teams are beating up on each other, that's why they're not ranked higher. What would you rather have? What would you rather have? Rutgers and Maryland and Indiana on the bottom of your division, and everybody has 10 wins, and it looks like you're all good? I mean, that's what's going on. And I'm not. Stick Arkansas in the Big Ten, and I'm pretty sure they're a 9 or 10 win team. So we'll see.
In the Big Ten.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I number 1 pick. It's a crazy out of whack line that I'm sure is going to fall. New Mexico State getting 22 at Monroe. It's definitely a typo. I don't care. I'm taking it because I have New Mexico State winning the game. So whatever the line comes out as Monroe by 3, 5, 7, whatever it is, I don't care. Take it. New Mexico State, the Aggies, they've been hot down the stretch. Monroe is 1-11. They're about to go 1-12. How many teams have you ever seen go 1-12? Well, the Warhawks on the river with their duck calls and duck dynasty, they're going 1-12 this weekend. Yeah, I don't think that's going to be a good weekend for the good old Warhawks. So
no, I agree with that one. That's December fun right there.
Oh, I can't wait. I'll have that on TV for sure. My upset of the week before we get to your upset of the week is one of your favorites. I think there'll be some hashtag Manhattan Magic in Manhattan, Kansas this weekend. I think Kansas State gets bowl eligible without having to do it the fake way like the Illini might. And they take down the Mountaineers. Mountaineers have been hot lately, but Kansas State with a bowl game on the line at home, I think they'll find a way to win that game.
Yeah, it's tricky. The Big 12 not having necessarily their championship. Then these other games kind of late season. That was kind of forgotten about. But
they benefited from it this year after they didn't last year. So there's no right way. Everybody should play better schedules. That's the one thing that should happen.